Welcome to the second video in my drum scanning series. Before we jump in, I need your help. Please subscribe to my channel, like my video, and hit that bell icon. It really does help my channel grow. In this video, I answer the question, what is drum scanning? In simple terms, drum scanning is a way of digitizing film or artwork, just like a flatbed scanner, a digital camera, or other scanning device. The main difference is that drum scanners use photomultiplier tubes, or PMTs for short, to convert a high-precision optical signal into a digital one. These PMTs are a subclass of vacuum tubes that detect light in the ultraviolet, visible, and near-infrared ranges of the electromagnetic spectrum. The benefit of using a device with this technology is that they have a high sensitivity to light and help minimize noise. In the end, this helps produce an exceptionally detailed and clean scan of the film or artwork. The dynamic range of these PMTs is just about as good as it gets for the present state of scanning technology, despite having been invented during the mid-1930s. As a large format photographer, my ultimate goal is to make a handful of ridiculously huge prints for my family's home. A drum scanner helps me realize my vision by extracting as much detail and information as possible from the film. Despite the predominance of enigmatic rumors around this subject matter, drum scanning is straightforward and simple, at least in the way that I use it. In practicality, I take my film and I mount it to a transparent acrylic drum by using fluid, a clear acetate sheet, and chemical-resistant tape. Then I take the drum, which, if you haven't already figured out, is where the name for the technique of drum scanning comes from, and I load it into my scanner. The scanning software is very basic and similar to what you would use with a flatbed scanner. You do a pre-scan, select the area that you want to scan, make minor adjustments to the exposure, and hit scan. The final product is an electronic file that you can bring up in software like Photoshop and then manipulate the image to taste. Just like any other scanner, the file size is going to vary according to the resolution settings. For example, if I scan an 8x10 piece of film at an optical resolution of 2500 ppi, I typically get a file size of around 2.5 gigabytes. That's about a 500 megapixel image. As far as the quality of the scan is concerned, the truth is that it all depends upon the quality of your original. If you scan a poorly exposed image, a drum scanner is not going to fix it. It will help a little bit, but it's not a replacement for exposing the film correctly in camera. It's the proverbial garbage in equals garbage out. There's nothing magical or mythical about a drum scanner. A great image is the best starting point, and a drum scanner is simply a tool that allows you to extract as much of that information as possible to make the best copy of that stellar image. As an example, here are two photos of the same scene taken on Velvia 50. The scene on the left is from my Hasselblad 501cm, and the one on the right is from my 8x10 Intrepid. At first glance, these images seem perfectly acceptable for printing large. However, the 8x10 image is overexposed by 1/3 of a stop. If we zoom into the tree bark of both of these images, you'll see that the Hasselblad image has far greater detail in the bark, whereas that rich detail is ostensibly lost in the 8x10. This all circles back to how I metered these scenes. I took an incident meter reading for the Hasselblad version at the bark, while for the 8x10 I used an average of several reflective readings from the bark and select shadow areas. The point being, other than where and how you meter matters, is that the drum scanner isn't going to bring back that missing detail in the bark. Ever. The only solution is to capture precision quality images on film and not expect a drum scan to salvage mediocrity or sloppiness if you are planning to create huge museum quality prints. So the question becomes, do you need a drum scan? The answer to that question depends on what are you going to do with the file. If you're going to make life-sized prints or trying to preserve the film for future generations, then a drum scan is the way to go. However, if you are using the image for social media, websites, YouTube videos, and making small prints, then more affordable scanning techniques might be all that you need. What's your favorite scanning technique? Leave me a comment below. Well, I need to get going and shoot those aspens on 8x10 again. As always, thanks for watching.